The zero balance paralysis. I want to talk about a very specific place. It's a place where your phone stops buzzing because the bill collectors have given up. It's a place where you check your bank app, and the balance is exactly zero. You don't have a job. You don't have a side hustle. You don't have parents who can bail you out. You just have nothing. If you are in this place right now, or you are terrified you are sliding toward it, I need you to take a deep breath and listen to my voice. Because right now, you are trapped in what I call the zero balance paralysis. When you hit absolute financial zero, your brain shuts down. You feel like you're standing at the bottom of a massive mountain, and the peak is so far away that it feels mathematically impossible to climb. So, you just sit down in the dirt. You stop applying for jobs because what's the point? You stop opening the mail. You sink into a deep, quiet shame. Welcome to the money trap. Today, we are doing an emergency breakdown. We're going to expose the illusions that are keeping you paralyzed at rock bottom. And I am going to give you the brutal, unglamorous, step-by-step blueprint on exactly where to start when you have absolutely nothing. This sexy hustle illusion. The first illusion you have to smash is the sexy hustle illusion. When you are desperate for money, you go online looking for answers. And what does the internet feed you? It feeds you 19-year-olds showing off their Lamborghinis, telling you to start dropshipping, or do day trading, or buy a $500 course on how to build an AI startup. Let me be brutally honest with you. When you are at zero, you cannot afford to be an entrepreneur. You cannot afford to take risks. You cannot afford to invest time into a YouTube channel that might make money in 6 months. The illusion is that you need a complex, sexy loophole to get rich quick. The reality is that complex, sexy loopholes require capital, energy, and a safety net, none of which you have. Trying to gamble your way out of poverty with crypto or drop shipping when you have zero margin for error is like trying to put out a house fire with a squirt gun. You don't need a hack right now. You need a foundation. The dignity trap and swallowing the pill. Which brings us to the second illusion, the dignity trap. This is the hardest part of hitting zero. You have a degree, or you have a certain lifestyle you're used to, and the idea of going to work at a warehouse, or stocking shelves at Target, or delivering pizzas feels like a humiliation. You think, I'm too smart for this. I'm too good for this. I need you to hear me clearly. Pride is a luxury you cannot afford right now. Pride does not pay the electric bill. Pride does not put gas in your car. When you are drowning, you don't care if the life raft is ugly. You just grab onto it. You have to separate your identity from your survival. Taking a job at a grocery store for $15 an hour is not your career. It is not who you are. It is simply a financial tool. It is a shovel used to dig yourself out of the dirt. Swallow the pill. Put the ego in your back pocket. Go get an ugly, boring, guaranteed paycheck so you can stop the bleeding. The basement floor protocol. So, here's the actual, physical basement floor protocol. If you wake up tomorrow with $0, this is what you do. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. Call your utility companies before they shut you off. Tell them you lost your job and ask for a hardship deferment. Call your landlord. Do not hide. Face the music. Step 2. Secure the base. If you can't pay rent, you need to figure out food. Swallow your pride and go to a food bank. That is literally what they are there for. You are not taking food from starving children. You are using a community resource designed exactly for this moment in your life. Step 3. The ugly paycheck. Walk into a temp agency tomorrow morning. Walk into 5 retail stores. Take the first job that says yes. It doesn't matter if it's night shifts, weekends, or scrubbing floors. You just need a small, predictable stream of cash to replace the panic. Step 4. The calls. Once you have a tiny bit of cash coming in, call your credit card companies. Tell them you are in a hardship program. Most of them will freeze your interest and lower your payments to 0 for 3 to 6 months. But they only do this if you call them. The illusion of the mountain and the $100 rule. And finally, we have to fix the illusion of the mountain. When you are at zero, looking at being $20,000 in debt feels like a mountain you can't climb. So your brain gives up. You have to stop looking at the top of the mountain. You need to adopt the $100 rule. Your only goal in life for the next 2 weeks is not to pay off your debt. Your only goal is to get your bank account to $100. That's it. When you hit $100, you are no longer at zero. You have a buffer. You have bought yourself a tiny slice of peace. Then your goal is $500. Then $1,000. You didn't get to zero in a day, and you aren't going to get out of it in a day. Rock bottom is not a grave. It is a solid foundation. It is the only place where you can look around, strip away all the illusions of what your life was supposed to be, and finally start building something real. Pick up the phone. Call the temp agency. Take the ugly job. Start climbing. Protect your wallet. Stay vigilant. Subscribe to The Money Trap. This channel is about seeing through the illusions. The math they don't teach you.